look at this comprehension passage, which incidentally I think is one of the better ones. Okay, if you ask me, right, looking at all the different comprehension passages across the years, right, in terms of difficulty, complexity, and depth, I think that this passage is one of the better ones. Okay, so I want you to earmark 2017, and I will show you through some of the questions why this passage is a bit more complex in terms of its demands on you in answering the question. There are quite a number of pretty well-designed questions, right? Well-designed meaning that these questions will separate, right, those who are really able to comprehend the passage from those who don't really comprehend it. Okay. So very quickly, let's just start by scribing down the genre, okay? So this is obviously a narrative, okay? And most of the narratives that you will encounter in PSLE will be narratives that have to do with personal experience as a personal recount, okay? And the recount in this case is Ming, right? So Ming is the protagonist, okay? So these are words that you will see a lot more of in secondary school. Ming is the protagonist or the main character, okay, of the story, right? And we find that he comes across a morally ambiguous or challenging situation, right? He finds himself in a position where, he has to make a decision about how he should handle the situation, okay? And it has to do with moral overtones and undertones, right? So let's go into the first question, right? I'm assuming that you all have read the passage and you've attempted it, so pick out a 5-word phrase, okay, from the first paragraph. And what I'm doing is I'm marking out the keywords, right? So you should do the same in your questions as well, just to keep yourselves abreast of the important things, right? Okay. Clay kitten was well made. Okay, so we're looking at the craftsmanship of the clay kitten, and we are looking at which are the 5 words that tell us that the clay kitten was well crafted, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the passage here. In the first paragraph, I'm going to look here. Okay, okay, Nicholas, maybe since you raised your hand, you can go ahead and try to answer it.
The work of skilled hands.
The work of skilled hands, right? Yeah, okay, very good. Give me 1 minute. Let me just... Okay, let me just attend to this. Okay, so the work of skilled hands, very good, right? So we find here the work of skilled hands. This is the 5-word phrase. Okay, so please be very careful when you're answering that you count the number of words, right? Okay, now in this case, right, I don't need to actually write the 5-word phrase is. I can simply write the 5 words. That's perfectly fine, right? But if you want to, you can scribe in the 5-word phrase in the first paragraph is the work of skilled hands. Now, you do not need to do this, right? This is quotation marks, right? And I just want to remind all of you that quotation marks are basically meant for like spoken words. So if you want to quote a phrase that's written in a book, you use 1. You use 2 only when you are quoting something spoken, right, by somebody else, right? So speech is also a quotation, right? So these are not double quotation marks, they are singular quotation marks because these are written out, okay? So let's move on. That's question 71. 72, this is a what question, okay? And what led Ming to forget about the clay kitten? So something happened in the course of his movement towards the rest of the day that made him forget about the clay kitten. Would somebody like to try this? Okay, Brian, go ahead.
Ming was so engrossed on discussing with Raj about their drama club that he forgot about the clay kitten.
Okay, so Brian, can you repeat your answer again?
Ming was so engrossed on discussing with Raj about their drama club that he forgot about the clay kitten.
So you are saying that he was engrossed about discussing with Raj about their drama club. That was your answer, right? Let me direct you over to paragraph 1. He was so engrossed in the discussion. What was the discussion? An idea for their drama club. So, Brian, is your answer accurate? Were they discussing about the drama club?
They were discussing about an idea for their drama club.
Is there a difference between discussing a drama club and discussing an idea for the drama club? Yes. So therefore, again, I tell you, you need to be very intentional and very attentive, because the whole point about reading comprehension is that you have to pay attention to the details. The details, if you've heard the expression, the devil is in the details, you will make mistakes when you omit details that are crucial. In this case, the discussion does not center around the drama club, but around an idea for their drama club, right? So please be aware of that. That mistake would have cost you 1 mark, okay? So he was engrossed in a discussion with Raj about an idea for their drama club. Right? So this, even though it's a 1 mark question, is actually a combination between a right there and think and search. Okay? So the engrossed, okay, and the discussion has to be paired with an idea for their drama club. If you simply write about engrossed in the discussion, then you will not have gotten the marks, right? Because the detail of that discussion needs to be included. And the detail is not the drama club, it's the idea for the drama club, all right? So let's all learn from that very important error. We do not omit important information, okay? Whenever we're reading, we must read carefully, right? And we must be attentive, right? Good. 73, let's divide this into 3 parts, right? I need 3 volunteers for the first, second, and third part of 73. Can you all raise your hands if you'd like to give it a try? Okay, thank you. I have Skylar for the first part, Nicholas for the second part, and okay, Shani, can you take the third part, please? I'm sorry, hold on. Skylar, first part, maybe someone else. Jairus, second part, because you've already answered, right, Nicholas? So Skylar, Jairus, and Shani, go ahead.
For the first part is false.
False, very good. Yeah.
The reason is that he pocketed it with the intention of bringing it to the general office where the lost and found bucket was.
Okay, so very good. He had the intention to bring it to the general office, okay, where the lost and found bucket was. Okay, so you must be complete, right? So he did not pocket it for himself. He intended to return it to the lost and found bucket. Okay, Kanish, go ahead. Alternative?
Found is the basket, not the bucket.
Basket, is it? Sorry, yeah, thank you. Okay, yes, Adrian?
What if I just wrote lost and found?
Bring it to, can you give me your full answer?
I wrote he wanted to take it to the general office lost and found.
Okay, I'll accept it, but next time try to be more complete in your answers, okay? Yeah, just there's no reason why you shouldn't just transfer the correct detail, okay? Yes, Nicholas?
Oh, I wanted to ask a similar question to Adrian.
Okay, it's fine. All right, Duncan, go ahead.
Can I omit to the general office and just write he intended to take it to the lost and found basket?
Okay, I'll accept it as well. The intention being to return it to lost and found, I think is the most important thing. General office is not an important detail. All right, fine. I'll accept that. Okay, since I already accepted Adrian's. Okay, please lower your hands once you have finished getting your questions answered. Okay, Duncan, lower your hand. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Who's the second one? Jairus, go ahead.
The statement is false.
False, yes, agreed. Yep.
Then the reason is that he was searching for a tissue packet during recess and felt the rough texture of the clay kitten.
Okay, so can you repeat your answer again and be very careful here because you don't want to be factually inaccurate.
He was searching for a tissue packet and felt the rough texture of the clay kitten.
Okay, so I would dispute with you about whether he was actually searching for the tissue packet because he reached into his pocket for tissue paper. Okay, so he actually was not searching for the tissue paper, he was reaching for it, right? So you must be very careful. To search for something and to reach for it is very different. You search for something means you don't know where it is. If you reach for something, you know exactly where it is. So in this case, he was expecting to find his tissue paper in his pocket. Do you agree with me, Jairus? He knew it was there. He was reaching for it. So to use search would be an inaccurate, factually inaccurate representation of the point. So I would say no to your answer, and I would change it to he was reaching for his packet, okay, of tissue paper, right? Okay, so he was reaching for his tissue paper and not searching for the clay kitten. Okay, now I explained to you, you must have this added point of not searching. Why? Because you have the contrast between his reaching for the tissue paper and the fact that he was not intentionally looking for the clay kitten in his pocket. If you do not mention the second part, right, your answer is incorrect, right? So if you simply write he was reaching for his tissue paper, that does not answer the question of Ming searching for the clay kitten. You have to make reference to that. So Ming was searching for his clay kitten. False. He was reaching for his tissue paper and not searching for the clay kitten. You need to make that contrast, right, in order for you to qualify for this one. So again, I tell you this is actually a very well-structured passage because it challenges you to be attentive to the question and the details. Right, so already we have two details incorrectly transferred. Be very careful. See what's actually in the passage, not what you think is there in your head. So you must be very intentional in your reading, okay? Yeah, okay, so I see a few alternative questions. Dia?
For the 73 second one, can I write he was reaching out for a tissue paper but felt the rough texture of the kitten when doing so?
Yeah, that's fine because so you are showing that it was an accidental discovery rather than an intentional search. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Anish?
But instead of reaching for the tissue paper, I said he tried to take his tissue paper.
Okay, so he was reaching for, I accept that. Okay. But your answer is different qualitatively from Jairus's because when you say reaching for or taking, you expressing the idea that he knows it's there. So that's okay, right? But the moment you talk about searching or looking, then that's incorrect already. Okay, Nicholas?
And also I put he took the clay kitten instead.
So he was looking for, but he took the clay kitten instead.
Yeah.
He took it instead. Okay, fine. I'll accept it. It's awkwardly phrased, but it's factually correct. Okay, Nicholas?
Can I write he reached into his pocket to get a tissue when he found the clay kitten in his pocket?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Similar to Dia's answer. Thank you. All right, so I take it the rest of you are okay. Then Shani, can you round us off with the last one?
It is true.
Correct. Okay. What was the supporting reason?
They were surprised by Ming's talent in clay modeling.
So did not expect him to is the same as surprise. So what's the evidence in the text that shows you that they were surprised? So that doesn't quite answer the question. So incorrect. Skylar?
They clustered around the table to admire the clay kitten with exclamations of surprise at Ming's talent.
Okay, so it was the exclamations of surprise at his talent that show us that they were surprised. Okay, so, there were exclamations of surprise, right? So the evidence is the exclamation. Okay, Shani? The surprise is just another way of saying did not expect. So when you say did not expect, right? What do you mean? They were surprised? But how do I know they were surprised? To show it through here, the exclamations of surprise. Okay, so over here, exclamations of surprise at Ming's talent. So this expression tells us that they were not expecting him to be talented, right? The exclamations, right? They exclaimed in surprise at his talent. Okay, so again, anything that has to do with exclamation of surprise or exclaim in surprise, I would accept. The key word here is the exclamation, right? That expresses the surprise. Okay, again, very, very good structure of question. If you phrase it wrongly, you get it wrong. Okay, Duncan?
Will you mark me down for this grammar mistake that I wrote exclaimed of surprise instead of exclaimed in surprise?
No penalty for grammar. It's still discernible as the correct answer, so I'll accept it. Thank you. Lower your hand. Kanish?
And Mr. Pan said his classmates admired the clay kitten with exclamations of surprise.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you have some form of exclaim in surprise or exclamation surprise, I'll accept it. Okay, the keyword is exclamation surprise. Adrian?
What if I just wrote surprised at his talent?
Like I said to Shani, you cannot just use surprise because surprise is not an expression, it's a feeling. So how do I know that he was surprised? The exclamation is what shows the surprise. Surprise is an internal emotion, right? The surprise must be expressed in an external way, right? Okay, so no, I will not accept it, Adrian. Solomon?
I wrote I wrote that they exclaimed in surprise at his talent, but before that I wrote they did not know that Ming was good at clay modeling. So will I get marked down for extra info?
No, in this case, your extra info does not contradict or interfere with the answer, so I will accept it. Okay, yeah, it's consequential. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, thank you, Solomon, for checking. Lucas, go ahead.
Can I write they were surprised at his skill and clustered around the table to admire the clay model?
Again, the clustering around the table doesn't show they are surprised. Okay, you cluster around the table, you're interested in something, right? But the surprise is expressed through the exclamation. Okay, so the clustering does not work. So no, I will not accept it. Okay, Lucas? Right, remember, lower your hand, please. Okay, let's move on. Okay, thank you all for very good alternative answers and giving me cogent and coherent explanations, even though your answer is wrong. At least you have thought about it, so that's good. Okay, 74 and 75, can I have 2 volunteers, please? People who have not yet volunteered answers would be better, lah, so we can hear from everybody. Okay, can I have 2 volunteers? 74, incidentally, is the toughest question in the entire set. All right, it's even tougher than question 80. Okay, so okay, Kanishka, you can try 74. Skylar, you've already done it. I prefer if someone else did it. Thank you, Skylar. I'm so sorry. Right, someone else, please. Kanish can do 74. Who wants to do 75? 75 is actually quite easy. It's not that difficult. Someone? If not, I'll just okay. No, Brian, you already answered earlier. Okay. Okay, Hao Qian, you can do 75. Thank you very much for volunteering. Okay, Kanish, let's give 74 a shot. Before that, let's highlight, okay, explain. Explain questions, be very careful because usually explain questions are think and search, right? 2-mark questions, okay? So deceived his friends even though he had not exactly told a lie. So there is a contrast here. Deceive, but yet didn't deceive. Lie, but yet didn't lie. So there is a 2-part contrast question, and I want to explain here that this is either a 2-mark or 0. It's a 2-0 question. Okay, you either get 2 marks here or you get 0. There's no half, right? So be very careful how you answer questions like this. Explain questions, 2-mark questions, think and search questions that require like 2 points to be linked together. Okay, contrasting questions. Okay, Kanish, let's give it our best shot.
The fact that Meng gave a weak smile and kept quiet made his friends believe that he made the clay kitten, even though Meng did not say so.
Okay, so the weak smile, right, gave them the impression that he made the clay kitten, even though he did not claim that he made the clay kitten, correct? Okay, I would give you the mark, right? But it's rather awkward. Do I have another answer that's along the same vein that maybe be a little bit clearer? Okay, Jairus, let's hear from you first, then Skylar later, then
I
Joshua.
wrote,
Yep.
by giving his classmates a weak smile, Meng was giving them the impression that he had actually made the clay kitten.
Okay, so Jairus, your answer is incomplete. Because remember, you have to address how he did not, right? So you address how he did, right? So he did deceive them by doing the weak smile. So that part is correct. But you also need to address the fact that he had not exactly told a lie, right? So you are missing one part. So no, your part's not correct. Skylar?
He gave a weak smile, basking in the warmth of his friend's admiration before keeping quiet.
So that one is totally wrong, because you don't explain what the weak smile does. And you also don't explain what keeping quiet does. You have to explain. Remember, this word is explain. So you cannot just state what happened. You have to explain what happened. Okay, Joshua? Good.
Everybody
I like your
thought
answers.
everybody thought that he made the clay kitten which he took out of his pocket, but he did not actually say he made it.
Okay, so again, you are incomplete, but you are incomplete in the opposite way. You explain how he did not say anything, but you did not explain what the weak smile, what he did to give the impression that he made it, which was the weak smile. Okay, so not quite there. So no Joshua, 0 for you as well. Claire?
He only gave his friends a weak smile and not saying he made the clay kitten.
That one also wrong for the same reason as Skylar's was wrong. Okay, yeah. So again, you need to explain it. You got to explain it. Okay, Dia?
Even though Meng did not claim that he made the kitten, his friends assumed that he made it due to his weak smile.
Okay, so similar to Kanish, all right, I will give you the mark for that because you explained that he did not claim. That was the part where he kept quiet, right? He did not claim that he made the clay kitten, but his weak smile gave the impression that he did. Okay, so yeah, I will accept that. Good, that's okay. Solomon?
Can I write that Meng gave a weak smile, making his friends believe that he made the clay kitten himself, and he kept quiet as he was basking in his friends' admiration?
Okay, so the first part is correct, but the kept quiet is wrong because your kept quiet, you link it to basking in admiration and not to the fact that his keeping quiet gave them the wrong impression. Okay, so the keeping quiet, right, was not to get the admiration. The keeping quiet was to give them the wrong impression that he had made it. Okay, so there must be a clear connection to the deceiving, right, and not to the admiration. The admiration is not part of this answer at all. So no, Solomon, I would not accept it. Okay, so Kanish, can we come back to your answer again? Right, let's consider it, and then I'll combine yours with Dia. Kanish, go ahead. Answer again.
My answer? Tell you again my
Yes.
answer. Okay.
Yeah, repeat your answer again.
The fact that Meng gave a weak smile and kept quiet made his friends believe that he had made the clay kitten, even though Meng did not say so.
Yes, okay. So that's the closest, I think, to the ideal answer. Okay, so I'll break it down for you all. Okay, Ming's silence led his friends to believe he had made, and his weak smile further added to this impression. Okay, so he had not told his friends, he was silent. He smiled. That was the one where he encouraged their impression that he was the one that actually made the clay kitten. Okay, so both must be addressed, and both must be added to the fact that his friends got the wrong impression or were deceived by his actions. Okay, so both act of smiling and act of keeping quiet contributed to the deception, right? One was active, the other was passive, right? Passive means he didn't do anything, he kept quiet. Active means he smiled. The smile gave the wrong impression, okay? That he was the one that actually made the clay kitten. I've admitted Dia's answer, I've admitted Kanish's answer. If you think that you have an alternative answer, maybe outside the scope of today's session, you can type it to me later and I'll tell you whether I accept it or not. Okay, but I may not have time to fully explain to you why. Okay, but maybe you have to address both and you have to connect them both to the fact that he was actually misleading his friends into thinking that he had made that clay kitten. Good. Okay, 75. Hao Tian, let's carry on.
She was unsure if Ming made the clay kitten.
Oh, incorrect. Factually incorrect. Let me show you why it's totally wrong. Okay, here, where is it? Okay. Ming's eyes widened when he realized that she knew the truth. Now, there is not about her being unsure, him being unsure, because it's very clear here that Ming knows that Rina knows. right? Because Ming's eyes widened when he realized that she knew the truth. That's the key, right? So you cannot say that the word really expresses Rena's uncertainty. That's not accurate. It's factually wrong already, based on the passage. Okay, Hao Qian, so again, you need to read very carefully, because if you read out of point, your answer will also be out of point. Okay, it's very clear here in the next line. Ming's eyes widened when he realized that she knew the truth. Not she suspected the truth, she knew it. Okay, so I would circle this word knew to tell you that this was very, very clear. Okay, yes, Dia?
He knew that it was her kitten and not the one Meng made.
Yeah, yes. So the word really expresses the fact that she knew, but why? Why? What was she trying to do when she used the word really? That's not answering the question. Why did she use the word really? So really obviously shows you that she knows, right? But why? Why did she not just confront him? And why did she ask him a question instead? Right? Since she already knew, why didn't she just accuse him? Right? What was she trying to do here? Again, an excellent question. Okay? This is to do with her intention. Okay, Jenny?
Rina was just trying to make sure that Ming did not make the clay kitten.
Sorry, can you say that again one more time?
Rina was trying to make sure that Ming actually did not make the clay kitten.
No, again, it's not that she's not sure. She's not trying to make sure. She already knows that he did not make the clay kitten. It's very clear from that line I just showed you that she's sure of it, right? She knows the truth. Ming knows that she knows, right? So no, it's not because she's trying to make sure. Incorrect. Please don't give me any more answers relating to her making sure. It's incorrect. I'm telling you straight as a fact. So what was she trying to do? Oh dear, I thought this was an easy question, but it turns out this is also a difficult question. Okay. Brian?
She wanted him to admit that he did not make the kitten and it was her who made it.
Brian, you're muted.
She wanted him to admit that it was her who made the kitten and not him.
Okay, right. You're on the right track. Very good. Right. Okay, good. Okay, good, good. Right. She wanted him to admit. All right. I'll accept that actually. Right. But yeah, any other possible answers? Skylar?
I think my answer may be wrong, but I wrote she happened to use a similar clay kitten and thought the one Ming had was hers.
Yeah, so again, there is no suspicion. There's no thought. She knew, right? So anything to do with suspicion or making sure is incorrect. She knew, she recognized it as her own, right? Like you make it, you can tell it's yours. So there's no suspicion there. So incorrect, okay? I'll just take one or two more, and then I'll give you all the answer, okay? Hao Qian?
She wanted to question what Ming said.
No, incorrect. Like I said, there's no question here. There's no suspicion here. It's very clear that she knows, okay? Right? Hao Qian, please try to understand what I'm trying to say. There's nothing about making sure. There's nothing about confirming because she already knows. So the purpose is not to confirm or to make sure, right? Similar to what Brian said, the purpose is to give him a chance to admit that this is not his. That's her purpose. When she uses really, right? She wants him to admit. Okay, that's basically where I'm coming from, right? Okay, so let's just write the answer, okay? She wanted to give Ming a chance to admit the truth, okay? Or to admit the fact that he had not made the clay kitten, or to admit the fact that he had made the clay kitten instead, or the truth is perfectly fine, all right? Yes, Nicholas?
Can I simplify the answer? I wrote to see if Ming would tell the truth that he did not make the clay figure.
Okay, all right, okay, I'll accept that, okay? So that has the same idea about leading him towards admitting the truth that, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, I see your point. Anybody else? Okay, so the whole point is not to express her suspicions or to show her lack of sureness, because she's very sure. And Meng knows that she's sure, right? But it's to give Meng the opportunity to confess, right? Or to give him a chance to admit or come clean about the fact that he had passed it off as his own, rather than admit that it was not his. That is her intention for using the word really, okay? So we must be very clear here. We must read clearly into the intentions of the author, right? Okay, let's move on. Thank you. That's a good discussion. Okay, 76. When Rina asked about Ming, when Rina asked Ming about the clay kitten, what could he not do during the lesson? What could he not do that night after he decided what he would do? What could he not do? Okay, so we are looking at actions here. Could not, could not, could not. There must be an action attached to it. It's not a person, it's an action. So what could Ming not do, right? At these three different junctions, okay? Here I pick a few people, okay? Just to hear some answers. Irina, can you try 76 part 1? Adrian, can you try 76 part 2? Lucas, can you try 76 part 3? And Lucas, please shift your camera so I can see you. Thank you. Okay, Irina, go ahead first, 76 part 1.
He could not respond.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
He could not respond to Rina.
Okay, he could not respond, right? Good. Anybody with an alternative answer to he could not respond? No, because there are other answers possibly. Okay, Skylar, yeah, go ahead.
What if I wrote he could not respond properly?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So he was obfuscating, he was like trying to evade the question, right? So he could not respond possibly. Yes, Stephanie?
Can I say he couldn't reply?
Yeah, reply and respond are synonymous. I'll accept that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I take it that everybody else is okay, right? Could not respond, could not reply, could not respond properly, right? Okay, that's good. So you must make sure that your answer fits into could not, basically, right? Because they've given you the stem could not. So your answer must fit could not. Okay. Second one, go ahead. Adrian? Yeah.
He could not pay attention to the lesson.
All right. Pay attention is good now, right? Thank you. Pay attention to the lesson, focus on the lesson. I'll accept. Kanish?
He could not concentrate.
Concentrate, is it? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Nicholas?
He could not stop worrying about the lie.
No, not correct. The focus is on the attention, not on his focus on the lie. Ryan?
He could not focus on the lesson.
Yeah, focus on lesson. I already said it's correct. Claire?
I wanted to say focus.
Okay, Ken. User?
He could not pay attention in class. Focus in class.
Yeah, correct. Okay, let's move on. Okay, last one, Lucas.
This
You could
might
not?
sound wrong, but is it he could not continue staying up? Cause when
could-
he hadn't thought about what he would do, he couldn't sleep.
No, actually it's quite the opposite, right? The text actually tells us that right here, so after he blah 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 blah, only when he decided on what to do did he finally fall into a fitful sleep. So the keyword is fitful sleep. The keyword here is fitful sleep. So no, it's not correct to say that he stayed up, right? He did not. He fell into a fitful sleep. So how do I answer this question with the could not? Okay, so fitful sleep means he could not what? He could not what? Okay, Dia? Sorry, Dia, can't hear you. Dia, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. He could not fall asleep.
Fall asleep, wrong. He could not fall asleep is wrong, right? Because he fell into a fitful sleep. How can you say he could not fall asleep? He fell into a fitful sleep, right? So it's not that he could not fall asleep. That's incorrect, okay? Jairus?
He could not sleep properly.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. Fitful sleep means sleep that is interrupted. Okay? So fitful sleep means you sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up. So his sleep was interrupted, so he could not sleep properly. Okay? Any other alternative answers? No? Okay, good. Right, let's move on. Okay, 77. We are on track. We're on track. Very good. Okay, let's keep the focus. Let's finish up. Okay, 77. Can I have Jeanette do 77 part 1? Can I have Javen do 77 part 2? Can I have Angel do 77 part 3? Okay, Jeanette, Javen, and Angel. Go ahead.
A clay kitten.
Okay, right. So line 16, right over here, similar one refers to the clay kitten, right? Very good. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick one, right there, right? The clay kitten. There's only one clay kitten in the entire story, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, yes, Nicholas?
I just wanted to ask if my answer would be wrong. Clay figure of a kitten.
It's correct. Okay, you just added a few more words, but basically it's the clay kitten. It's fine. Okay, yeah. Right, come, excuse, next. Javen?
Ming faking a reason they had to go somewhere else.
Okay, Ming faking a reason.
Also,
Okay, so let's go over
I
that.
just say he lied to Rina that he had to go somewhere else.
Okay, hold on. Let's find it. Okay, yeah. Thought of an excuse to escape, right? Excuse. What was the excuse? What is the excuse referring to?
He had to go somewhere else.
Yeah, but you have to phrase it in a way that answers what is the word referring to. The word excuse refers to he had to go somewhere else, right? So what was the excuse referring to? So this is a reference question. Now you must answer correctly and carefully. Yeah. So if you say he had to go somewhere, that would be incorrect. Okay. Skylar?
Ming having to go somewhere else.
Right. Okay. There we go. Right. Remember I told you, right? Because you phrase it incorrectly, the subject of the sentence becomes Ming, is incorrect there. He had to go somewhere else. He becomes the subject. Having to go somewhere else, having becomes the subject. Okay? Yeah. So the structure of your phrasing is very important. Cheers.
Can you say that the excuse is Meng mumbling that he had to go somewhere else?
No, the mumbling is not the focus, right? The focus is the reason, right? The excuse is not the mumbling. The excuse is the reason, right? That he had to go somewhere else, right? So cannot, right? Gabriel?
Can I write Ming pretending to need to go somewhere?
No, so it's not the mumbling or the pretending, it's needing to go somewhere. If you had written Ming needing to go somewhere, that would have been the excuse. Okay, so remember the excuse must point to the reason or the need to go somewhere else. Okay, but no, pretending is not the correct focus. Xuan Yi?
Meng's reason to go somewhere else.
Okay, the reason. Okay, I accept the reason. Yeah, Kanish?
The fact that he had to go somewhere else.
Okay, the fact that he had to go somewhere else, the fact that, I'll accept that. Okay, because the fact that, the excuse refers to the fact that he had to go somewhere else, right? Yep. Okay, the reason for going somewhere else, the fact that he was going somewhere else, all acceptable. Okay, good. So remember the focus is on the reason, on the going somewhere else, the needing to go somewhere else, not on the action or pretending or not on the delivery or the mumbling of it. Okay? All right, last one, her thoughtfulness, Angel?
Rina knowing the truth but not telling anyone.
All right. Her knowing the truth, Rina knowing the truth, but not telling. Very good. Perfect. Anyone else. Okay, so she didn't tell anybody else, right? She played along with it, right? he didn't burst his bubble, so to speak lah. Okay, good. Nicholas?
Can I don't write about Rina knowing the truth and just write Rina not telling about anybody about it?
Cannot, because the whole point about her thoughtfulness, right, is that she knew the truth, but she didn't tell anybody about it. It's together. You cannot separate the two, because knowing the truth and telling someone about it would then invalidate it. Okay, so the both parts are equally important. Dia?
Correct. If I write Rina assuring Meng that she will not tell anyone the truth despite knowing it.
Oh, okay. So the assurance is not the thoughtfulness, right? The assurance can be seen to be kindness and considerateness, but the act of not telling is the thoughtfulness. If you can see the difference, So comforting or reassuring him is not the thoughtfulness. That's being kind. Okay? Yeah, Skylar?
I had the same answer as something like Nicholas's once, but I
Okay.
wrote Rina not telling anyone about the clay kitten incident.
Sorry, say that again.
Rina not telling anyone about the clay kitten incident.
Okay, so not telling anyone about the clay kitten incident, the clay kitten incident being the truth lah, right? Okay, so I accept it. Okay, yeah. Thank you. All right, good. Thank you very much, everybody. So again, look at the amount of discussion that we are generating from these questions. You can tell that these questions are very discriminating in a good way, meaning that they separate very clearly between correct answers and incorrect answers, right? Be very careful around reference questions. I want you to circle question 77. These kinds of questions are very, very tricky. So be very careful exactly what you are referring to, okay? And make sure that it is the correct reference. Because the moment you go, your target shifts to the wrong reference, all of your words will be wasted. Okay, so make sure you know what's the subject of your reference. And if you're not sure, check with me. Practice more of these kinds of questions. Check with me if your reference is correct. Okay, it refers to this. What is this? This is the action. Or what is this? This is the person. Or what is this? This is the manner in which the person is reacting. You must look at what you're referring to. Okay. Okay. 78 is pretty straightforward. Can I get someone to do both at the same time? Let's have okay lah. Kanishk, give us the two words.
First word is simple, the second one is laborious.
Repeat your first word again.
Simple.
Incorrect. Right? That's what I mean by lack of attention to detail. What's the correct word? Please, somebody. And please don't make such mistakes in the exams, okay? It's a reference word, okay? Solomon?
Simply.
Simply, thank you. Yeah. Kanish, please reflect on the fact that your one letter difference made a 1 mark differential. Okay. And that 1 mark can be very, very important, very crucial. So please be very, very attentive when you're doing your work. Okay. Solomon, finish us off with the second word as well.
Laborious.
Laborious. L-A-B. See, I just have to check because there's an American spelling and there's an English spelling, a British spelling. L-A-B-O-R-I-O-U-S. Okay. B-O-R-I-O-U-S. So again, see, even Mr. Pang have to check. Okay. Please make sure that you check your spelling and you write the correct form of the word. Otherwise, you will get incorrect. Okay. These two last questions are very easy. So I'll just spill out a few. Okay. Maybe who else has not answered? Okay. Let's see. We need to go to the second page, is it? What's this here? Okay, Ariel and Dior, can you all finish? Ariel do 79, Dior do 80. Ariel, which one?
Proud and relieved.
Okay, proud and relieved. Perfect. Thank you very much. That's correct. Thank you. Okay, Dior, can you do 80? Dior, are you there? Dior, are you there? Okay, everybody, this is the reason why I want you all to turn on your camera so that I know that you're present. And if you're not present, I have to do a report to your parents about this, okay? Right, so I'm sorry, Dior. Right. I'm going to have to tell your parents about this. Okay. Skylar, go ahead.
Rina was also referring to Ming being honest.
Okay,
He
so
spoke up
Rina
and
was referring to Ming being honest. Okay, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on. Mhm.
he spoke up and said that the clay kitten was Rina's work and not his.
Incorrect. I'll explain to you why shortly. Okay, Dia?
For Meng admitting the truth to his friends,
Okay.
when he admitted it, Rina shot him an approving glance and had a twinkle in her eyes when praising Meng.
Okay, very good. So the two key phrases are that he admitted, right, what he had done wrong, or he admitted the truth, right, of the clay kitten not being his. That's 1 mark, right? And this 1 mark is contingent on the fact that how do we know that this was what she was referring to? She shot him an approving glance when he did so. Okay, so he admitted that the clay kitten was not his. He did not make the clay kitten, and she shot him an approving glance when he did so. These are the two cause and effect. If I don't have the second one, I don't have the first one. Okay, I need the second one to support the first one. So this is another 2-0 question. Okay, so I explained to you already. So first part, right? She was referring to Ming telling the truth about the clay kitten, right? And how do we know? He shot him an approving glance, which is in the passage, right? When he did so. This is quite easy, right? It's just combining two parts. This is not even auto admit, it's just think and search, okay? Shani, yeah, go ahead.
Is that right? She was referring to Meng being honest about his actions at last.
Okay, honest about his actions at last. Good. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's good. That's actually a summary of what I just said, right? About the clay kitten and all of that. Yeah. Okay, I accept. And then did you give a supporting reason for that? Hello? Did you give a supporting reason for that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell me. What's your supporting reason?
Rina shot an approving glance when Meng said the truth.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So you get the full 2 marks. Good. Jairus?
Can we say that Rina was referring to Ming owning up to not being the one who made the clay kitten, that but the reason, instead of saying that she shot him an approving glance, can we say that she said it with a twinkle in her eye?
No, cannot. Yeah. The approving glance is the main point. Approving means that she approved, she agreed with what he did. The twinkle in the eye is not a sufficient evidence that her approval was on his action. Okay? The approval needs to be there, right? So no, not acceptable for that. Okay? So your supporting reason needs to be strong enough. Nobody else? All good? Okay, then please tabulate your scores for comprehension. Right, let's move on to the next section. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, we go backwards. We go to synthesis. Okay. Okay, who would like to volunteer for synthesis question 66, the easiest one of the batch? Okay, okay, very good. Lucas 66, Nicholas 67, Hausian 68, Shani 69, Skylar 70. Okay, can. All right, go. 66.
Both Emma and her brother liked music.
Emma and her brother. Okay. Carry on. Lucas and her brother what?
Liked music.
Like, okay, like no S, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so please highlight the word like because Emma and her brother is plural. Okay, so many no S after the word. Okay, that's the only transformation you have to make to the word likes. Likes changes to like because both Emma and her brother become a collective multi-plural subject. Okay, next 67, go.
Mr. Hamid invited the author, whose book won an award, to give a talk.
Mr. Hamid invited the author whose book won an award to give a talk. Any alternative answers? I'm sure there are, right? Okay, this one has an alternative answer to it. Huh? Okay, Brian, go ahead.
Can you put Mr. Hamid invited the author, comma, whose book won an award, comma, to give a talk?
Yeah, can. Yeah. But the two commas can also be omitted, right? Two or none, right? Okay, anybody else? Anybody started with the author? Right, because it is technically possible to write the author whose book won an award was invited by Mr. Hamid to give a talk. That's also actually technically possible. Okay, it is possible. Okay, yeah. Ariel?
I would Mr. Hamid invited the author to give a talk whose book won an award.
Cannot. Okay, because you have to, whose, right, refers to the additional information. The give a talk, right, is the main part of the action. So you cannot put that as the supplementary information. So no, sorry, Ariel, not accepted for that permutation. Nobody else? Okay, next, 68. Not
having washed clothes before, Arun made a mess of it.
okay. Did you put a comma?
Yes.
Hossein, did you put a comma? Tell me where you put a comma.
Before and the Arun. Between before and Arun.
Good. Next. Out of who's supposed to do 69 just now?
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
But for 68, can I write not having washed the clothes before?
No, because there's no the lah. Yeah. You cannot add in the the when there's no the in the original. Okay?
For 69 is out of fear of the thunder, comma, the cat hid under the sofa.
Good. Fear of the thunder. Good. Right? And then the cat shifts over, right? The cat hid under the sofa. Okay. Skylar, alternative?
What if I put out of fearing the thunder?
No, cannot. Incorrect structure. Right? Adrian?
What if I wrote out of its fear of thunder?
Out of its fear of thunder. No, because you're including, you're putting down the idea that the fear belongs to the cat, which is not part of the original statement, right? So it's not a bigger belonging, it's a feeling. Okay, so no, right? You're needlessly extending, right? I would say synthesis rule number 4 would be, yeah. Kanish? Yep.
Mr. Pan, I got the correct answer, but can it be out of fear for thunder?
Out of fear for, you fear for something means that you worry for it. You're worried on behalf of it. So that's incorrect. Okay? You fear for your life or you fear for somebody's well-being, right? You're worried about them, but you're not worried about the thunder here. You're scared of the thunder, right? So for is incorrect. You can't use for here, okay? Right. 70, go. Let's go. 70.
Gina stared at the headline in disbelief.
Yeah, thank you. Can you spell disbelief for me?
Disbellie.
Okay, thank you. All right, I think there's no alternative to this. It's pretty straightforward. You get it or you don't. Good, thank you very much. Awesome. Kids, we are advanced. We should be able to finish this earlier today. All right, still below the 1 hour mark. Good job. Right, let's go. Last one. Close passage. Let's do this lightning quick, okay? I like this close passage because it is quite challenging as well. So be careful with your answers, okay? Let's have Nazan, can you try 51? Okay, Joshua, can you try 52? Clarice, can you try 53? Yute, can you try 54? Right. Irina, can you try 55? Ike Ching, can you try 56? Okay, let's go. 51. Nazan? Nazan, are you there? Nazan? Nazan?
How much time did you spend on it?
Nazan, why was there such a long delay between now and when you give your answer? Explain yourself, please.
I could not hear you.
Was it just a recent phenomenon or throughout the entire meeting?
Recent.
Okay. Tell me your answer again, please.
How much time did you spend on it?
Okay, thank you. Okay, how much time do you spend on it? Okay, good. Before we continue, do you brush your teeth regularly? Highlight this, write this down. This is actually a factual, informative text. And this has to do with the present tense because I'm talking about things which are universally recognized as true. Okay, good. Thank you, Nazar. Next, 52.
Doing it poorly is far from uncommon.
Very good. Far from uncommon. Far from uncommon. Okay, good. Because I'm contrasting between regular brushing teeth and the fact that it is not uncommon for people not to know how to do it properly. Okay, good. 53.
State.
A conscientious what?
I wrote conscientious state.
State. No, incorrect. Okay. I'm talking about the way in which you do it, right? Yeah. Duncan?
For 53, I wrote manner.
Manner. Thank you. Yeah. So it's a conscientious manner in a conscientious way. This is collocation, right? Okay. Conscientious means in a careful. So in case you're not sure about what conscientious means, it means in a careful way, right? In a careful way, in a careful manner. All right, good. 54. Let's go.
Whether
Whether it is an electric toothbrush or a manual one. Okay. Very good. Tanish, do you raise your hands?
Mr. Pan, for 53, right? Can it be cycle or routine?
No, it's just totally out already. Yeah. There's nothing to suggest that it's supposed to be a cycle or a routine. So incorrect. Okay. Lower your hand, please. Nicholas, yes?
Can it be either for 54?
First, ensure you have a good toothbrush. Either it is no, right? It doesn't work within the middle of a sentence. You cannot put either in the middle of a sentence. Okay? Claire?
I put regardless.
No, regardless, it is cannot. Regardless cannot collocate with it is. Yeah. Nicholas, lower your hand. Gabriel?
the W must be capital. This is like after the full stop.
Okay, thanks. Is there anything else? If not, all right, let's move on. Thank you. Okay, 55. Let's go.
Look.
Again,
Look,
55.
look,
Can you say again? Irina, you're breaking up.
look,
One more time.
look.
Okay, look, thank you. Yep. Yep. Thank you. You look out for, right? Okay. You look out for something. Right, good. 56, last one. Who did I assign 56 to? I can't remember already. I'm sorry. Hi, Cheng, is it? Yeah, go ahead.
My screen just turned black.
Same. Mr. Pang.
Mr. Pang frozen.
It's like, yeah,
This is really grave news.
What happened, bro?
you're Irina, you're the host.
Why is Irina the host?
No, she's
Because-
gonna fire all of us. This is grave news.
That's
Bro,
because she's the
The thing is recording,
co-host.
you know.
Oh.
He's gone. He's not.
Irina took
We're still
over.
recording. He's gonna reconnect back soon.
Yeah, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Okay, focus. Right. Okay,
my focus.
I'm gonna get back to it. Yeah. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm zooming from a different location than home, and this is not ideal. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. So let's get back to it, huh? Okay. Okay, is everybody back? Okay, I think most of us are back. Okay, great. Let's continue. 56. Cheng, can you tell us your answer again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Mm-hmm. Cheng. Is Cheng on?
He said his mic broke.
Okay, never mind. Okay. All right, then Mike Gabriel, can you give me your answer 56, please?
I asked Cheng, he said that his answer is if.
If, yeah, okay, good. Thank you. If not, even more. All right, let's have the next couple of people and then we can finish off really quickly, okay? I'll just assign it. Jairus, can you do 57? Duncan, can you do 58? Ryan, can you do 59? Okay, Javier, can you do 60? Okay, Roshan, can you do 61? Stephanie, you do 62. Okay, Claire, you do 63. Okay, Solomon, you do 64. And okay, Jeanette, you do 65. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go. 57. Who's 57?
No matter how good a toothbrush is, you still have to change it every 3 to 4 months for it will lose its effectiveness when its bristles become frayed.
Thank you very much. Perfect. Okay, no matter how good a toothbrush is, you still have to change it. Okay, 58, please. Thank you. Good job. Who's 58?
Oh, 58?
Yep.
For 58, I wrote acquired, but I'm 25% sure this is wrong.
After you have acquired, okay, I'll accept acquired. It is rather esoteric, but it's acceptable. Skylar?
What if I put selected?
After you've selected, no. The selection doesn't give the idea that you have it in your possession. Claire?
After you have gotten a good toothbrush.
Gotten. Okay. Gotten and acquired are synonymous. Adrian?
Found.
Found a good toothbrush. Okay. So you're looking for it. You found it. Okay. Leah?
This may sound a little dumb, but it's secured. Okay.
Okay. It is kind of a little bit of overkill lah, but okay lah. Can. Okay. Secured a good toothbrush. Okay. So maybe it's in high demand, and so you secured it, right? Shani?
Can I write chosen?
After you're chosen, okay, yeah, chosen. All right, yep. Yuta?
Can I write equipped?
Equipped. No, you don't equip a toothbrush. Okay, Clarice?
Can I put obtained?
Obtain, okay. Acquired and obtained are synonymous, sure. Nicholas?
I didn't write this, but can you write bought?
Yeah, sure. Roshan? Also bought, is it? Okay, right, let's move on. Okay, 59.
Oh,
Rather than.
rather
Okay,
than.
thank you. Rather than scrubbing our teeth clean, right? We should think of massaging our teeth. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, 60.
Urge.
Okay, Javier is not urge, huh? It's not urge, huh? Urge is an impulsive action. You have an urge to do something. It's an impulsive action to want to do something. This you don't resist an urge. Okay, you have an urge. You have a sudden urge to do something. You don't resist an urge. Okay, what do you resist? The keyword here is resist, right? Yeah. Okay. Kanish, since you're waving your hand so violently.
May be hard to resist the thought of skipping toothbrushing.
Sorry, what?
The thought.
Absolutely incorrect. Nicholas?
Temptation.
Yes, you resist temptation. Okay. The idea is to resist, right? To resist the temptation, right? You don't resist an urge, you don't resist a thought, you resist temptation. Okay? So there is a collocation here that is very strong. You cannot ignore it. Okay? You resist temptation, you don't resist thought, you don't resist urges. Okay? An urge is something that you suddenly feel an impulse to do. Okay? So it's not something that you would like intellectually when resist. Okay, next, 61, please carry on.
My answer may sound a bit dumb, but
No.
I put avoid.
From cannot, because avoid from the collocation here prevents you from using avoid. So yeah, you are correct. It's incorrect. Skylar?
Put refrain.
Refrain from. Yes, to refrain from. Okay, refrain from. Claire?
This might sound dumb, but I put prevent.
You cannot prevent from. Again, the word from here limits what you can put before it. Cannot prevent from. You refrain from. Nicholas?
This might sound wrong, but can I put resist?
Yeah, again, you cannot resist from. Okay? You cannot resist from. Okay? Yeah. So the from is very limiting. Huh? Refrain is the only word that can fit next to from. Okay? So again, in PSLE, you must be very attentive to the words next to it. You have to check that your collocation works. If it doesn't work, then, try a different word until it does. Okay, good. 62, go.
Stick to a routine of brushing at least twice a day.
Okay, stick to a routine. Okay, you stick to a routine. Okay, any other alternative answers? Brian?
Adhere to.
Adhere, okay, good. Stick and adhere are they are synonymous. Okay, adhere to routine. Okay, good. Okay, Claire?
Keep.
What? Keep,
Keep. Yeah.
Keep, yeah. Okay, keep to a routine. Yeah. Okay, you keep to something. Yep, you keep to it. Yep, sure. Anything else? No? Awesome. Okay, 63. Let's go. We're still within 11:15. Let's go. Try to keep 11:15.
If
If a
food
food
gets
gets,
stuck,
go ahead. What?
if food gets stuck,
Yeah, okay, thank you. Stuck is correct. Thank you. And it's stuck between the teeth, right? Yeah, stuck between the teeth. Good. 64. Average pop song
Is
is 2 to 3 minutes. No,
because it's like
no,
okay.
it's not a fact. I'm not talking about the nature of a pop song being 2, 3 minutes, right? How can a pop song be 2, 3 minutes? A pop song that is 2, 3 minutes. It's incorrect. It's incorrect statement. Okay, Ryan?
Lasts.
Lasts. Thank you. Okay. An average pop song lasts for 2 to 3 minutes. The duration of the song is 2 to 3 minutes. And why do I know its duration? Because I'm brushing my teeth for that same amount of time. So please, Solomon, read into the context and a clue that's provided in the passage. Do not simply put a word because it fits. Look at the context and the collocation. Remember, context and collocation are the two main pillars of comprehension close passage. Huh? Close means context and collocation. CCC, right? Don't forget that. Huh? You can be sure to have done a good job. If you want this tip, Jeanette, finish us off.
Follow.
Follow. Thank you. Right? That's it. Awesome. You follow a tip. Okay. Anybody else has a different answer? Yuta?
For 64, can I put take?
For 60,
64.
which question 60? 64, can you put what?
Take.
Since the average pop song take. First of all, subject verb is wrong already. Takes. And no, it's not takes. It doesn't take 2 3 minutes. It lasts for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay? Right? Pop songs don't take 2 or 3 minutes. They last 2 or 3 minutes. Okay? Incorrect. Claire?
for 65, can I put use?
No, cannot. You have to follow the tip. You cannot use a tip. Okay? That's just not the correct expression. Shani?
Is this passage like considered easy?
Is it considered easy? I would say it's kind of middle of the road, right? Yeah. Were you going to give an alternative answer? No, right? Okay, Nicholas, go ahead.
This might sound wrong, but for 63, can you put
63,
in between?
Gets in between the teeth. No, it gets stuck between the teeth, right? In between, you can have things that go between your teeth all the time, but if they don't get stuck, they don't cause any problems. Okay? Yeah, going in between your teeth doesn't cause problems. It's the stuckness of it that causes the problem. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think that sums up for today, these 3 sections. Okay. I have already completed all the other sections. I will send this document to you for your reference and for your marking. If you haven't finished the rest of the papers, right, can you please try to finish it by this afternoon? Then maybe at about 1 o'clock, I will send out the video for our session today, along with the annotated booklet A and booklet B. So do help me to mark and to tabulate your scores. Then we'll analyze it when we come back tomorrow. Is that okay, everybody? Do you have any more questions? No, right? Okay, then I won't take any more of your time. It's exactly 11:15. I kept my promise. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a good rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for attending. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, Yuta?
For question 76, I forgot to ask, but for the first part, can we put he could not believe Rina knew the truth?
Oh, no, cannot. Because I'm looking for actions. I'm not looking for internal thoughts or beliefs. So I need to see something that he does. Okay, so cannot. All right? Okay, thank you, Yuta. Okay, Ariel. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.